Hey guys, I finally had some hands-on time with the Zhiyun Crane 4 and I have a few thoughts. Now I haven't used it extensively yet, but I've spent enough time to get a feel for how it works and who this might be for. So what's my first impressions? Well, to be fair, it's relatively compact, it's surprisingly lightweight, and it feels way more ergonomic than many full frame gimbals that I've tried. And I mean, honestly, for a gimbal this capable, it's pretty intuitive straight out of the box. Let's start with what stands out immediately, and I would say that that is the design and build. I mean, it weighs 1.67 kilos, so it's not super light, but I mean, it can carry a full frame DSLR camera or a small cinema camera. And I mean, it feels balanced and manageable. And one thing that I really like is this new wrist rest and this sling that you can actually go shorter or if you want longer. So makes it extra nice and ergonomic. And if you want to change the wrist rest, you can just, depending on the angle of your wrist. Let me just see if we can fix that. There we see, I think. And one of the most useful things with this gimbal, and I learned that from watching other reviews, is that it has balance indicator lights. So if you see here, when you're calibrating, the gimbal actually shows you with lights if the motor is off balance. White when it's good and red when it's not. I don't know why all gimbals don't have this already. I mean, it's such a small thing, but it makes a world of difference, especially if you're not used to calibrating gimbals and you don't really know how it's supposed to be, because that was me before. I just put it in like, okay, this seems okay, it works good with the gimbal, even though the motors might have to work extra hard. So this is a super nice function that they actually included. And speaking about things that we like, I'd like to take a minute to talk about this video sponsor, which is mpb.com. And MPB is one of the largest retailers in the world when it comes to used video and photo equipment. So no matter if you're looking for an RE or just an easy point and shoot, you can probably find it at mpb.com. And one of the other things that I really like with MPB is that you actually have the possibility to sell your old gear. So like me, if you have an old monitor, an old lens just laying around that you don't really know what to do, and you don't have the energy to put it up on a marketplace page or anything, you can actually go to mpb.com, go to sell your gear, and then you just put in the gear that you have, what condition it is in, and if you have more items than one. After that, you just push get quote now and you will get a quote instantly. And if you like the quote that you get, then just continue to the next page where you will fill in your information. You will get a shipping label so you can ship the products to MPB, and they will open them up and see so that they are in the condition that you said that they would. And after that, they will pay out the money for you. So there's no need to be talking to 10 different people that want to haggle prices. MPB makes it super fast, secure, and simple. So thank you, MPB, for sponsoring this video. And speaking of other things that kind of jump out at me when using it, it's super easy to switch from landscape, which is the native, to vertical because there's a smart lock mechanism. There is also a built-in 10-watt fill light. And this one actually works really well. It can also change the color temperature. So if we want a warmer light or if we want a colder light, you can do those changes. So this kind of helps you out if you're in a dim lit situation or if you need to just, fill out with light depending on where you are. It might be a little bit gimmicky, but it actually works pretty good. I've tried it in a few different areas and it saved me a few times. There is a 1.22 inch touchscreen. It is responsive and gives you access to most of the modes or time lapses and all of those things. And you have a Bluetooth shutter control. So there's no extra cables needed for a lot of cameras when it comes to push and stop. Now, I don't shoot with gimbals very often because my Panasonic camera is actually super stable. But what I want then is something that just works. I don't want to fiddle. I don't want to change settings. I don't want to do, calibrations for hours. I just want it to be up and running. And to be fair, the Crane 4 feels really solid and intuitive. The handle layout feels clean, the buttons are placed where they're supposed to be, and the wrist support actually works really well if you want to rest your wrist. And to be transparent, Zhiyun sent me this Crane 4 for review, and they sent me the combo package, which means that I have a few extras. I have the tripod, I have a quick release plate, lens support, a storage bag, and setup took me about 5 to 10 minutes, and it held balance really well even when I did a lot of fast-paced action, so it didn't get off balance, which is also nice. And I've seen a few reviews up, like I said, and they've really put this through more aggressive tests than me when it comes to automotive filming, aggressive tracking and things like that, and it seems to hold up really well for that as well. So I'd say that this gimbal is built to work, and I'm gonna come back to it in a few months when I've used it a bit more to see how it keeps up with me and how it works in day-to-day life. And if we look at the pros and cons of the Zhiyun Crane, well, I mean, it's compact, well built and balanced. It's super easy to set up, especially with the help of the LED lights that you have on every motor. It's got powerful motors, so you can have small cinema cameras or big DSLR cameras on it without any issues. The battery life is about 12 hours, which I think is a big pro. And then you just charge it via USB-C and it charges very fast. The built-in light, some people might say that it's a gimmick, but I actually find this to be a really big pro of this. Especially I'm filming a lot of sim racing, so this can actually get me closer to the wheels without having to add big lights around. So this is a big pro for me. And when it comes to the price point of this gimbal, and I've got the combo version with the tripod, with the carrying case and all of those things that we just spoke about, and it lands on 669 euros, which I think is a pro as well. And when we've gone through all the pros, there are a few points that I think could be better. Some of the functions are buried very deep in the menu system, so it can be a little bit tricky to find them. And the app for the gimbal is not as fresh as you might want it. Last week I was super happy with how the Boya app worked, and the week before I was a bit disappointed in the Zhiyun app. So I say that this app is solid, but you could definitely use a refresh, especially when you want to do more advanced things like motion time lapse or tracking shots. And the build quality, it feels really great. I don't know how it holds up over months, so I'm gonna get back to you on that one at a later point. So I mean, who would a gimbal be for in general? Well, I would say if you're an event videographer, wedding videographer, there you have a lot of use for a gimbal because you want this nice cinematic smooth shots. Also, if you shoot a lot of real estate, automotive, or if you are someone that loves creating cinematic b-roll, I would definitely recommend a gimbal for you, and this gimbal is actually a really nice pick. And I mean, this is not the most advanced gimbal out there. It's solid, it's accessible, and it's one of the high-end ones that you can get at a good price. I mean, it's lightweight, reliable, and it has all of those features that you actually need to use a gimbal, with some extras like the light, for example. So yeah, this is my first proper take on the Zhiyun Crane 4. So let me know in the comments, have you tried this one, or are you on one of Zhiyun's other gimbals, or are you on a DJI gimbal? Let me know your thoughts on this, and if you have any tests that you want me to do for my long-term review of this, let me know in the comments. And as usual, if you find this video helpful or beneficial for you, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. That means a lot for me. And with that said, have a good one. Bye.